All right, who's ready for some football tonight? We got a great matchup. I am Brandon Jones reporting live with VTV Channel 6. We have some two good teams between the Eagles and Rams tonight. So we got Duchesne Eagles and the Parowan Rams. And both these teams are very similar, on the offensive progression. One runs a wing T offense like Duchesne always has. And, the Parowan Rams, they run a similar option play. It's called the veer offense. So it's kind of like the wing T, a lot of different options with the running backs, a lot of misdirection, and just an outstanding matchup, and then between quarterbacks on the side of Parowan Rams, this guy's a big dude. He's a 6'4", 243, and he pretty much runs this offense for him. And for the Duchesne Eagles, you got Casey Grant, and he's kind of a new quarterback this year, taking this place of Jarrett Spencer from last year, but doing a great job. And just some awesome matchups also with the running backs. So you have Skylar Ford, and he's kind of like their fullback, and just a stud player, had over 600 yards last year, and is really making pace this year. And then with the Parowan Rams, their running backs, they're really, really solid too. And each one of them have about 300 yards each this year. And so both these teams score a lot of points, and they're here to play. So we've got 2 minutes to play here. You got the captains out on the field. No place better to be on a Friday night than watching football. And, we'll talk about some keys to the game for Duchesne. And Jerry Cohen, and he's in his 12th year this year. The record, they're 3-3 overall. This is their first conference game against Parowan, but they want to play a good fourth quarter. And that's something that they've struggled with on finishing. And number two, they put pressure on quarterback. He runs a lot of options, and we need to make his reads as difficult as possible. So they want to stop that big dude on the other side, Mr. Porter Wood, my bad, because then the third one, be more balanced on offense. Each week we struggle with balance between the run and the pass. So, just not making a lot of mistakes is what they want to do. And on the side of Parowan, head coach Carter Miller is in his second year, and he had a great year last year, 8-3. And they are now 4-1 on this year, and just demolishing teams. And their keys to the game is just to start out fast, to not make mistakes, and to just really get into their offense the very first possession and ultimately score. So the second thing they need to do is they want to be defensively sound. They want to keep everything in front of them. And number three, they want to play power football. They want to be more physical up front. And we're going to go to the national anthem and have a break and hear for some commercials, and we will be back for game time.
We are the people behind the connection. You may never see us, but you are always on our minds. Because you are the reason we do what we do. Improving the way you connect is the reason we are always working. Why we are always building. Why we are always striving to give you the best. We are the people behind the connection, working together to connect your life.
By fixing it the first time, we show our customers that we care. I'm Rico. I'm a technician at L&L Motor. I've been in the automotive industry for 7 years.
I'm Amanda Kazik. I work here at the parts department at L&L.
I like being a technician. Every day is a new day, and it's cool to see a concern and be able to fix it.
They're kind of like my family, so they've really taken care of me and given me a ton of opportunities.
We value the Fix It Right First program. Try to go the extra mile for the customer.
This is Zaylee Ann. She was born on May 24th, 7 pounds even. The first time I saw Zaylee, you know, you hear of it being love at first sight, but she looked up at me and it was like, there's my daughter. Where have you been all my life? I've missed you. When you're having a baby, you have a lot of questions, and it's not just you that's involved, it's your child also. And from a mother's standpoint, you care a lot about that person inside of you. And you care about yourself too, and you want to make sure that you can make the best decisions for your family. As women, we want to be heard. It's our bodies. We're going through something pretty important, and knowing that the medical team that would be helping me would be very competent, that was important. They offered me their advice and told me exactly what my options were and let me make an educated decision, and I think that's really important. And when I delivered, all of them, every single person that I had come in, very friendly. They all just wanted me to have the best possible outcome that I could.
And we are back here live at Duchesne High School for the start of this game between Parowan and the Duchesne Eagles. And I finally have joining me, Kurt Skews is on the call with me tonight, and we're excited for this game. And you know, I was talking about the matchups, and this is a very similar team, you know, like, and talking with the coach of the other side, you know, when he's only been here 2 years, but he kind of emulated his offense off a successful program in Duchesne and wanted to become a juggernaut like Duchesne. And why not, you know, if you can't beat them, join them type deal. You do their offense a little bit different, you know, with the veer offense and the wing tee, but very similar in what they want to do and establish the run game. So we're about here to kick off.
I can't hear anything. The Jones family, MetLife, Whipple Landscape, Farm Bureau.
And
The Eagles take
little.
the field. Parowan in the north end zone, back to receive. Number 14, Tanner Johnson. And number 1,
So approaching kickoff here, we got in the backfield here.
For the Rams. Guerrero sets the kick for the Eagles.
See who we got. And the kickoff is off and caught by number 14.
Number 14, Tanner Johnson.
Tanner Johnson with that play. Gets a couple before Duchesne tackles him.
First and 10 for the Rams. The ball at their own 36-yard line.
So we'll see what the Rams can get started here with Porter Wood. And Porter Wood, you know, he has 3 really good capable backs in Hutch Miller and Cody Hansen. As Cody Hansen gets the handoff and he takes it down.
Loose.
The ball's loose, and Duchesne, it looks like he almost recovered. No, Parowan gets back on top. Yeah, and now I got joining me finally with Kurt Skews as I can hear him. Yeah.
All right, we'll try this. Like I said,
Yeah, I
can't
can hear you
myself,
great now.
But we'll try and see how things go on that one.
Second down 4.
I don't know. You notice number 64, Dylan Moon's back. Run the option, and ooh, nice stiff arm right in the face by Wood.
Wood keeps the ball.
Looks like he's going to pick up the first down on that one.
Porter Wood makes a good play on that play to get around the left side and get that first down.
First and 10 Rams.
Yeah.
Ball at the 39-yard line.
So, like I said, number 64, Dylan Moon, broke his hand in practice, and his back just barely got a cast on yesterday. You can see him out there, number 64, with a big club on his hand. We'll see how that goes for him tonight. Big part of Duchesne's team there. So it looks like they're going to pass. Ooh, reception number 1, tied up by Gavin Davis. Ryan Jeffries. And I talked to their coaches before the game, said that's probably, if they're going to throw, that's who they're going to throw to, is Ryan Jeffries.
Yeah, well, Ryan Jeffries is definitely their number 1 target. They don't throw a lot. They're kind of, you know, a more running option team, but when they do throw, they want to have it a good percentage, and so they like to throw to Jeffries a lot.
Like you said this morning, these two teams are an awful lot the same, except in size, and Parowan has got the edge in that one.
Yeah, I was just saying that exactly. These teams are very
right
close.
Up the middle. Tackled by number 12, Brockford, but they're going to pick up the first down just across midfield on the 48-yard line for of the Eagles.
Into Eagle territory, ball at the 48-yard line.
Looks like he's going to drop back and pass again right across the middle. Going to pick up the first down. Gavin Davis on the coverage there, number 14.
Tanner Johnson with the reception.
Tanner Johnson.
Yeah, and they almost got to him. To Porter Wood on that play. He made a great play to throw that to an open middle guy.
So, to me, it looks like Duchesne's got a little more pressure on him, and they look dead this morning already, or this evening. Good run to the outside.
Yeah, Cody Hansen makes that play, comes around the outside. And like you said, Kurt, they're really similar, and they have kind of the same attackers. They have like a 3 running back system where you're not sure exactly who's going to get the ball, if it's going to be Hansen or if it's going to be Hutch Miller or Ryan Jeffries sometimes.
Yeah, and they're going to have to do something. They're getting outsized, handled right now on the line. And they're going to have to figure something out if they're going to stop this. Ooh, nice option. But good pursuit by the Eagles there. Brock Adams and Carson Robbins comes up with the tackle.
And that's kind of a good answer what they needed. That defense needed a good stop, and that was in the right direction right there.
And also they put a pretty good shot on the quarterback. They hit Wood. I mean, they hit him, bent him right in half. So, I mean, to stop him, you're going to have to get in his face and hit him and hit him hard. But he's shifty, he's smart.
Shifty for a big guy, huh?
Yeah. You're going to follow right there. Oh, and he's missed the tackle.
Porter Wood keeps the ball.
And if they can't let him do that, if they're going to stop him.
You can't arm tackle that guy, just like you said.
He's too big.
Yeah.
3rd and 4.
He's way too big to be arm tackling. But just the energy on the Eagles looks down to me tonight. Coming off of a tough loss down at Milford last weekend in a game that was very winnable, I believe. I was there watching, and just too many mistakes, too many penalties. Going for the option again. Caleb Sanchez reads it perfect with a loss of about 5 there.
A loss on the play for the Rams.
And I really like Caleb Sanchez, what he does. He's a speed guy, and he doesn't let, really
angle,
good contain.
Wrestler, likes to get low, double leg. I love it. So we'll see what the Rams do. It looks to me like, their passing game's been working well. I would go back to it if I was them. Going to look for number 1 for Ryan Jeffries or Tanner Johnson. Who's going to roll out and looking for 13. Going to pick him up. Stopped him.
Good stop by Duchesne.
Jordan Claiborne come up with that tackle. So, the Eagles were slow starters. That's all I can say. We've been slow starters in the past. Hopefully the offense can get something running, get going there. We'll see what happens, see how Dylan holds up. He's the center with a broken hand, so he's got one hand to block with. We'll see what happens here, see how he does.
And that's been a problem for the Parowan Rams, is to start out slow too. So that was one of their main points of the game, is to start out fast, and they've done a good job of getting in the red zone pretty quick here.
Oh, a little screen. Oh, and he drops the ball. Incomplete pass out to Gavin Davis.
Intended receiver number 8, Gavin Davis. It'll be 2nd and 10
Switch
for
me
the
sides.
Eagles.
That way I can hear you. Sorry. There we go. All right, so the Eagles, with just over 7 minutes to go, get the ball over on downs, incomplete pass, see if they can get something going. That's just usually not how we start out a game, but going to have to do something.
But they do like to get their plays to, Jaron Mortensen out there in
Yes.
space.
Right here comes Ford right up the middle, and he gets stuffed.
And one of the tough things about this Parowan Rams team, they bring a big offensive line and a
they're
big
huge.
defensive line.
They're huge.
But, the guy that can really break that line is Skylar Ford. He's a big dude made of brick wall. So he'll soften them up,
Oh, yeah.
until they finally,
Break
break one. So
it'll be interesting to see how this goes. Right now, playing a field position game, this isn't where Duchesne likes to be, is 3rd and long. They like to be 3rd and 3 or 4 at the very most. So here, Grant's going to, he better get moving. He's going to throw deep, looking for, Davis comes up with the catch.
yeah, it looked like it was intended for number 22
We'll see
for
what the
Caleb
play is.
Sanchez. Yeah.
There's a flag down here. Probably from where it looks, it's probably going to be roughing the passer, I'm guessing. But I don't know. I was watching, or maybe it was past the line of scrimmage. I don't. Oh,
Yeah, you got a roughing the passer. Exactly right, Kurt.
and I didn't see that. But if it was anything like some of the calls that have been in the NFL lately, I disagree
geez.
with it.
But
it went for my team, so I'm gonna say good. But if it's anything like they called on Clay Matthews, they should just not play football anymore.
yeah, too bad we didn't have the L&L replay because it looked like that was intended for Caleb Sanchez, but
Yeah.
Gavin Davis, he kind of took it away from him. But first down, Duchesne.
Ooh, so that was a huge play.
Yeah. So you tack on the extra 15 when you catch the ball.
And that made a huge, huge play. So let's see what they do. Oh, going to be on the offense, shutting her down.
And this year, Duchesne, they've played some tougher teams. They've, had some 2As and some 3As, and they probably have a one of the hardest schedules they've ever played.
Yeah, Duchesne has definitely had a hard schedule. I mean, being at 500 right now really isn't that bad. Like I said, there's a couple winnable games, I think, that we could have won. I think we could have played Richfield a little better, and then Milford. Oh, there goes Mortensen up the middle, dragging people as he goes. Going to pick up the first down. So, yeah, I mean, the record's not that great, but, even last week at Milford, the score didn't show how close the game actually was. A couple of cheap scores right there at the end. And, Duchesne was right in that game the whole time, and we're just not very deep right now.
And, you've come from last year, you had Jarrett Spencer and Cade Lamborn and Weston Polson. Those are tough guys to replace.
Tough guys to replace.
But it feels like, Jaron Mortensen is definitely.
Sanchez going to cut.
Caleb Sanchez, the ball carrier.
Just as we were talking, Sanchez and Mortensen are those go-to guys. They're the two speedy dudes that they need to get the ball to a lot.
Yeah.
To make up for those kind of losses that they had last year.
Yeah. So a loss on the play. Coaches are getting after the lineman again. Just a few simple things of, sustaining blocks. Those are huge things. I mean, he sustains that block, gets him to the outside. Sanchez cuts up under him. He's going to pick up 7 or 8 yards on a play like that. And I know from talking to the coaches, here he goes again. That was a much better block that time. And he picks up, 4 or 5 on that play. Somebody sustained their block, hit him to the outside. They got a good block on that one.
Sanchez does another nice job of getting on that edge.
7 for the Eagles.
Yeah.
And they start that, and eventually those are going to get to be big plays.
Oh yeah. Later on in the game, those will break for bigger. People start getting tired and stuff like this. But this has been a good drive for the Eagles. I mean, one big play picked up the majority of those yards, a penalty, but this is huge. Here he goes again, reverse right here. Oh, good block by the quarterback. And he's going to, Brock Adams gets, Cason Grant came up with a huge block on that. Too bad we don't have a replay on that because the quarterback got out and made a great block.
So Casey Grant made a great block.
He did.
I mean, and there was 3 key blocks to that play. I wish you had that L&L replay, but holy cow. And those are the type of plays that they need to make right off the bat to get in the end zone. I mean, and this Parowan team can score and score fast and score a lot. So you got to get on the board.
Get on the board first.
I mean, they played a team the other day. They got 83 points on the board.
Oh, that was Monument Valley, though. I think our junior high team may have been able to do that also. Touchdown, Mortensen.
Touchdown.
On the 4-yard run up the middle. Mortensen gets in, keeps firing. I thought he was down. I kind of quit watching for a minute, but he just kept it going. So the Eagles go up 6-0 with just under 4 minutes to go in the first quarter.
And I kind of missed on that other end. I didn't realize that Parowan went for it on 4th down, and so they got stopped. So
yeah, that's huge.
It was
huge
massive.
Stop. So Ford is kicking. That's Brock Ford, and he got one through.
Just barely got through.
With 3:51 left, we'll go ahead and go to break, and we'll be back in just a moment.
Once again, the 7 through 12 graders.
When you need windows, doors, bathroom glass, or paint, Jones Paint and Glass can help. With over 80 years in the industry, we're Utah's go-to expert for paint and glass. We offer beautiful, energy-efficient Jones Paint and Glass windows, as well as Anderson and Marvin windows and doors. We also offer top paints like Benjamin Moore and PPG Pittsburgh paints. Whether you're remodeling or building from scratch, Jones Paint and Glass has you covered.
When you hear the crash.
When I graduate, not only will I get my high school diploma, I will get a certification from the carpentry program.
I was born and raised in Vernal, and I didn't want to leave. I wanted a master's degree. I always have since I was a little girl.
All right, we're back, folks. Here at Duchesne High School, and as we get ready to kick, I want to thank a few of our sponsors: Ashley Regional Medical Center, Jones Paint and Glass, L&L Motor, Moon Lake, Strata Networks, and we'll get through some of these and talk to them. But without them, you know, we got people all over the country, all over the world watching these games, and so we thank our sponsors for bringing it to them. So back to kick, it's Jose Guerrero. We'll see if he squib kicks it again, or he just kicks it in a nice hard grounder right up the middle. Oh.
Number 23, the ball carrier.
Brings it out to about the 45. Looks like the field might be a little bit slick because there was quite a few kids that were on the ground slipping. I can't imagine it being too slick. We haven't had any moisture to speak of.
Yeah, and Hutch Miller was on that return and got a few for the Rams on that play.
With a good return. I mean, those are hard. Those are hard to field, a kick like that. Come bouncing, and you know, hopefully the Eagles are looking to catch one off the shoulder pads and bounce right back to him. So right back up the middle, he comes Dylan Moon with a good stick. Met him right in the hole with a pickup of about 1 or 2.
And you were talking before that Dylan Moon has an injury, and so, you know, did you say coming back from an injury, correct?
Yeah, he actually had surgery on his hand, right above his left knuckle on his hand, and they just got a little bitty cast. His hand looks like a Phantom of the Opera cast. It's only half a cast.
So is it like a club or no?
So now, yeah, they just wrapped it up with a huge club. So
that's
gonna go
awesome.
Option. Oh, fumble. Ball's on the ground. Jordan Claiborne's going to come. Oh, nope.
Porter Miller jumps on it.
Porter Wood comes back. Claiborne comes up with a strip and just about gets the fumble.
Yeah, Porter Wood did a good job to get a jump on that ball.
It helps when you're 6'4" and Jordan's 5'7" or something like that.
You know, and last year they did have a guy named Porter Miller.
Oh, really?
And it was a coach's son, and he was a big dude as well.
Oh, yeah, he was their fullback, huh?
Yeah.
Porter Miller. Yeah, he was a big old kid. Uh-oh, what do we got now? Timeout. Timeout. So while we're at this, let's go over a couple of our sponsors. United, operated by Sky West. Utah State University would like to remind us that they have a regional campus where you can earn a degree, and it's not an extension campus. Excellent. Go Aggies. The Ute Tribal Enterprise Zions Bank Water Hollow Ranch will sponsor the player of the game. So what do you think so far? I mean, we got 2.5 minutes left.
Well, I was kind of talking about it before you got on the air, but you talked about it when you got on the air. These teams are very similar in what they're trying to do and establish. And I think it's going to be like a back and forth kind of boxing match tonight just because these teams are so similar. And I expect nothing less than it to be a really great game. Yeah. And I'm excited for that because, it's you want to have great games and you want people to see great games.
So that's their first time out. So right about the 45 with 3rd and 10. See what they do. Looks like they're going to go. Sanchez better hang on. He better hang. Ooh, that might. Nope, on the ground. Not going to do it. So that's really not that bad. It would have been nice to get the sack back there. But that was.
One thing I kind of am thinking and seeing is that these guys are used to like dominating teams. And Parowan is doing really well this year, and I think maybe they have the mindset that they could have done the same thing to Duchesne. But like you said, Duchesne is playing some bigger, harder teams,
tougher schools,
and so it's hard to gauge what really kind of play they are, and so maybe overlooking them a little bit because that's a 3 and out there and a turnover on downs to play before.
And looking at their stature, Duchesne is not big. They are not big this year. I mean, the average on the line is pretty small, but they're tough. They're mean. Starting about the same place that the Eagles took over last time. See if they can get another drive. Just over 2 minutes to go.
Yeah, and Coach County mentioned that he's not the biggest team, but that doesn't mean that he can't be the most physical, and that's what he teaches his players.
Play physical.
Play
absolutely.
physical. If you're the most physical team, you're going to win the game.
Play good technique. Will take over. Here comes Ford up the middle. He's going to
Ford, the ball carrier.
Oh, wow.
Nice block, Riker.
That was
a solid block by number 59, I think it was.
That was a great block there.
Riker Blackburn.
Number 66 and hit number 67. He may have got tripped up by somebody, but it was Riker's a big wrestler, and so he likes taking people to their back.
Cowan was talking about how he kind of wanted to pass the ball a little bit more this year, but, he didn't want to get away from it too much to where, his bread and butter of running the ball.
Oh, here goes Mortensen again. And there was a hold. I saw that on Gavin Davis. That one's coming back.
He tripped up on his own player there, else he would have got a little bit farther. But like you said, I think it's
coming back. I saw it bigger than life.
You can see that yellow flag in the place that they usually have holding, and there it is.
Against the Eagles.
Yep, we'll take that back. Right. So we'll see where I'm not sure how all the penalties work. Does it go from where they were held or?
Usually from where they
foul.
Put where the flag is, where the spot where they held.
So it'll go back, and it was.
Whoa! They're going to start it from the line of scrimmage? Isn't that a spot throw? Oh, all right, that must have been.
They're moving. They're pretty far back now, and with a running team and like both of these teams, when you have flags like that, they can be drive killers, and that hurts. I mean, because
absolutely a drive killer.
It's tough to get 30 yards on a run play, but passing teams you can get half that. But
we'll see what happens. See where Davis is here. Cut me back. He's gonna. Oh, that's Brock Adams. He's going. Look at that. Excellent. No, he didn't. I loved it.
Yeah, same play, just with a different player. Brock Adams runs down the sideline, and no flags this time, and gets about to the same spot.
Did you see there was a pair of Brocks running down there. Brock Ford was down there just leading and just trying to stay in the way, and just too many guys to block.
With double
That
Bs.
was great. Yeah, that was the exact same play that they ran the play before.
Yeah, and that's a great look. I mean, if you see as a coach, if something works, you know, some guys go right back to it the next play.
That's kind of scary going right back to it, but it worked.
Well, because it's so unpredictable sometimes. Like it's predictable, but then you're like, oh, he ain't gonna run the same
You're not
play.
gonna try that
Yeah,
again.
whatever.
He can't try that again. Ooh, he's got the ball back though.
Ball's on the turf, and
Brock Adams with the fumble with the exchange there. Sanchez has got a hurt wrist, it looks like.
A loss of 6 on the play. It will be second down and 16 for the Eagles.
And talking about Casey Grant, you know, he's a quarterback this year. I mean, he has 597 passing yards and 4 TDs, so he is doing a pretty good job at quarterback, even though that their bread and butter is running this wing T option. But, you know, they're bringing him along.
Yeah, Kaysen's improved a lot this year, I think. Here.
And right when we were talking about Kaysen, he makes a deep throw, but no catch on that play by him. There's flags, though.
Ripped our center's helmet off, and I know that fiery little feller is not very happy. Yes, that hot-headed little thing has only got one hand to button up his helmet, but he will be back in, I guarantee it. He's ready to fight with one hand.
Declined, it'll be third down and 16.
So 3rd and 16. They might go back to that play that got him 30 yards a couple plays before, but, you know, you're probably going to throw in this situation. We'll see what they do.
It'll be interesting.
Backs up the pass. He throws it. He gets it to Gavin Davis.
He's going to be close.
Gavin Davis almost gets that first down. Is he
just
close?
About got
He's
the
close.
first down. He's going to be about a – oh, wow. They gave it to him. I thought he was going to be short just looking at the chains, but they give it to him.
And a great drawn-up play right there to Gavin Davis. Gets the first down, barely, but, you know, you still got it. And, you know, even if it was 4th down and 4th and inches, he was going to go for it.
Absolutely.
No
There's
problem.
no way inside. Oh, and that's the end of the first quarter. Wow, I wasn't expecting that. I'm excited.
After the quarter, we'll come back. The ball will be at
End of the first quarter, we're going to go take a break, and then we'll be back for the second quarter.
back to some of our sponsors.
And we're back here in Duchesne underneath the lights, and a good game so far, you know, 7-0. And it's going pretty quick, and it does go pretty quick when you have running teams and, you know, people running the ball and running that clock. So the first quarter seemed like it was, you know, over before you know it.
Yeah, this has been last week's game down in Milford where they throw so much the game just did not. It was slow going, and here comes Mortensen, and he's going to cut one up to the middle, and he's tough to bring down. You know, but that scares me when you start twisting and stuff like that. Maybe it's just because I'm getting a little older and stuff like that. It makes my knees hurt watching that kind of stuff.
Yeah, and Jaron Mortensen, you know, they love to go to this guy. Right now he's, you know, got about 178 yards rushing, 2 TDs, and, you know, 78 receiving. Talking to Cowan, they said that, you know, they like this guy, and he is as good as Eagle that has came through this program, and that's pretty high accolades.
You know, sometimes I wish he would almost be a little more vocal on the team, but he's just a quiet type leader. He jumped. Oh, good.
Incomplete pass.
Incomplete pass. That was kind of a scary one. I think probably would have been better off throwing that one out of bounds, but Brock Ford went from the receiver to a defender on that and made a heck of a defensive play on that one.
Yeah, and just when we were talking about how they're running the ball, they've thrown it 4 times.
Come back, stop the clock, slow the game down just a little bit. So Mortensen's coming out.
And it's kind of a chess match between these two coaches right now, and so you want to be as unpredictable as possible.
Now it looks like Sanchez is back in, that's a good sign. I think he might have just hit his funny bone or something like that.
Casey Grant hands it.
Nice stop. Nice read by the outside backer over there. Who was that? Number 22.
With the tackle.
Grayson Robb just made a great read and a tackle on that one.
Yeah, and Grayson Robb, this dude, like, you better watch out because Casey Grant, you better be watching him because he's got 7 sacks on the year already.
He's
so
trying to draw him off sides.
He's a tough individual.
Call a timeout. Trying to get him. Let's thank a couple more of our sponsors. Ashley Regional Medical. Welcome Dr. Tyler Moore, orthopedic surgeon. Dr. Moore did an additional fellowship in sports medicine. Begins seeing patients August 27th. So having a sports medicine guy around is pretty handy. Moon Lake Electric is a proud sponsor of high school sports in the Uinta Basin. What other games are going on this week? I know Aldemont's playing.
Yeah, Aldemont's playing right now.
They're playing Milford up there. Union or Uinta, are they at home? They both are away, huh? Okay. So, good nights of football. What do you think here? I mean, they're on the 25-yard line. Coach Cowan's definitely going to go for it. Was hoping to pick up a few cheap yards on a penalty. Which is the go-to, and it's happened numerous times. I've called it from up here, and I'm like, man, they're going to try and draw these guys off sides, and it works, and it didn't this time. Parowan being a pretty disciplined team. So
yeah, they're a really good defensive team, but you got a really aggressive Coach Cowan that's not afraid to go for it on 4th downs.
And especially this close, he'll be going for it. Mortensen. Oh, what in the heck?
There's a good
penalty
play, but a flag at the end of it.
We'll see what the penalty is. I mean, it was enough for the first down, but we'll see what.
And it's going against Duchesne.
The penalty's against Duchesne.
Huh. Ineligible man downfield.
They called an ineligible receiver downfield.
So I don't know if one of those linemen got down there a little bit too far, or if the tight end wasn't on that line of scrimmage in the first place.
That would be interesting to see. Go back and watch that one, because we're pretty disciplined when it comes to knowing who's on and off the ball and things like that. So
that's a pretty rough play because it's 4th down, and now it was 4th and not too far, and now it's rough and forever.
4th and 10 or 11. And that, more than made the first down. It was.
So the 5-yard penalty will remain 4th down.
So it looks like about 4th and 11. Man, there's a kid out there that's got yellow shoes on, and I keep thinking I'm seeing a flag out there laying on the ground. There's another flag.
So they look to go for it here, and that one's going to be on the defense.
That's going to go back. We should have just offset those and stayed where it was. This drives coaches crazy. Penalties like this. Last week everybody's like, hey, what was the Milford game like? And I was like, man, we got so tired of shooting ourselves into one foot, we switched to the other foot and shot some more. Just crazy, dumb penalties, and just drives Coach Cowan crazy. But back to 4th and 5.
Yeah, and those are pet peeves of every coach. I mean, they hate penalties. I hate penalties.
Slows the game down, makes it boring, no action. Yeah, I don't like penalties from up here.
You lose all your rhythm, and it's just awful. case
that
and
right
throws
there.
it deep
Oh,
in the end
PI.
zone.
Yeah.
A flag comes in.
And he gets a
Yeah,
PI definitely
that's-
on there.
That's in the end zone. That's going to probably put it right about the 2-yard line, doesn't it?
Can't see who was the intended receiver there.
Davis.
Gavin Davis.
Gavin Davis, the intended
He ran a really good route, and he had it open, and the
Yeah,
guy
I can hear the other guys here in the booth with us. They're like, man, Davis has got somebody, he's outside, throw a jump ball to him, doesn't have to be in the end zone, go for the penalty, go for the catch, get it to him, and that's exactly what they did. So props to John over there for calling the play for Coach Cowan.
Yeah, good execution up in the booth here.
First down.
Ball looks to be about the 11-yard line.
So they can still get another first down before they score. Wow, this half has not gone very fast. Here comes Ford. Skyler right up the middle. Hangs on to it. It's going to pick up probably 5 or 6, which is about his average this year, I'm thinking.
That that was a good play then by Duchesne. They want to get back to what they're good at, what they know. And also talking to Cowan, he says that if you can get 15 plays, in one single drive, it just demoralizes that
The
defense.
other team? Oh, absolutely.
I mean, and they have no way of stopping you.
And these. This is, they got to get back into the rhythm. This has just been such a. Here comes Sanchez.
Sanchez, the ball carrier. Tackle by number 14, Johnson. 44.
44.
Porter Wood.
Yeah, Porter Wood, QB, middle linebacker, makes the play on the other side.
And that's what I love about small town football is you just don't sit out. You just play everything. You just go from.
Yeah, 90% of these guys are offense and defense, and it's awesome.
They're all tired tomorrow, which is good. Keeps them out of trouble. So 3rd and 5 with a pickup and nothing on that one. Got 3 split out to the right, 1 single back.
Oh, a great throw, but just didn't get it.
Right through his hands. That was a great throw. I mean, from the angle I was, it was perfect.
Yeah, I think it hit Gavin Davis right in the hands, and it just bounced out. It was a pretty good play to get his hand in there by the defensive back, kind of, but it really should have been caught.
I think he should have caught it, yeah. I just looking, it hit him right in the hands.
But, that play's been working this drive. Just go right back to it, I think. There's not a guy that can guard Gavin Davis right there. He just has to post up in the end zone, like you said, Kurt.
Yeah, he's bigger. Gavin's fast. I agree with you. I would go back to it. He better get rid of it.
And he gets rushed really big, and number 22 gets in the backfield and makes a big play.
Wow, that hurt. That was a huge play for the Rams.
That's number 8 sack for Grayson Robb.
Kid's tough, isn't he?
And he's a tough one to stop, and he does such a good job on the line of using his moves. He's not the biggest guy, but he uses a lot of swim moves, a lot of getting out of the way, and uses his footwork to get to the quarterback.
Yeah, I agree. Just a great defensive play. That's a momentum killer. Pass, looking for the deep ball through the middle.
And it was a good job. Duchesne wasn't fooled on that play. It kind of looked like a trick play, like it almost was a fumble or something.
Brock Adams came up.
And Brock Adams came up big.
I was watching the guy go down the middle and see what happened, and then no ball.
Yeah, and they also did a good job of stringing out Porter on that play, because if he gets going in the middle, north and south, he's hard to stop. But if you can get him going side to side, you can get enough guys to bring him down.
Right up. That was
the ball's on the ground.
Oh, we'll see who's got it. I think Duchesne's going to
end up with the ball. I think Duchesne definitely got on that ball. If they call it a fumble.
Did they call him down, though?
Yeah, there's going to be a discussion if he was down. Yeah.
The runner was down, so it'll be.
And I thought that in my head a little bit that he was down, but you know it was close. I would like to have a review of that one.
It'll be 3rd down and 4.
I like going
Well,
back.
I mean, there's no reviews in high school, so we're okay there.
But for my own well-being, I like seeing them.
You know, they fumbled twice forward. Yeah, gained yards both times.
Going to go to the option. Ooh, right up. Number 21, Dylan Moon makes the tackle. Cody Hansen.
Yeah, Cody Hansen, when he runs violently. You know, he runs to get first downs and runs to get as many yards as possible and doesn't quit.
He did well on that one.
And like I said, they have 3 guys, you know, like Hutch Miller and Trey Gents. They all get the ball, and they have all over 300 yards rushing this year. So it's not just Porter Wood you have to worry about. It's these other 3
He runs
guys.
right past him.
As Cody Hansen takes it again and gets the first down.
Just about to the first down. We'll see what they do, if they give it to him or not. Coach Cowan is not happy. Oh, they did.
Yeah.
Because they know it's coming. I mean, you watch it on film, that play is a killer. It's because every team in Jordan knows for it.
Looks like they, oh, nope, they're going to measure for it. So while they do that, let's go ahead and thank another one of our sponsors. Jones Paint Glass, been in business for 80 years. Whether you're building a new home, rebuilding, remodeling, Jones Paint Glass can help you create the home you want with the new windows, doors, paint, and so much more. Strata Networks, can't say enough about them. With more local sales sites than any other wireless provider. Join the network with the best local coverage today and get up to 500 in credits and qualifying trade-in. Go to stratanetworks.com to learn more. Looks like they did give them the first down. You know, Coach Cowan is pretty livid right now because, you know, hearing that play is the one, that's their bread and butter play. Like our dive up the middle with Ford is our bread and butter play. That's their bread and butter play right there. Come out, kick out the outside backer. He knows it's coming. He's got to stop that. Pass. Going to get to him. Going to come up with an interception.
And the ball is intercepted. There's a flag on the play. Couple flags on the play.
Yeah, that was a really good play by that defensive back.
That
I think it was
Gavin. I think it's probably going to be
Davis.
excessive celebration.
He threw the ball up in the lights almost. So I think it's still going to be Duchesne ball, but back him up, you know, 15.
I'm going to think that one of their feet's getting sore from shooting it again.
And you were talking about it, how they kind of stole that from the playbook of Duchesne. And you know, they're talking to that coach. He said that this is the team that they kind of wanted to emulate at their offense off. So it's the second year of doing this veer option offense. It's really similar to this offense. And they want to be a juggernaut like Duchesne is what he said. And so they're taking, you know, notes and trying to.
Well, it's smart. It makes sense. I mean, Duchesne has been the top team for the last 10 years. Plain and simple. In 1A football, Duchesne has been the best team the last 10 years. And more championships, won more championships. Yeah, it makes sense. And, and that's quite a compliment coming from the other coach.
Sure. And last year they got beat by Duchesne 27-14, you know, right before playoffs started. And, you know, revenge is on the mind tonight.
Uh-oh, here we go.
Gavin Davis,
flag on the play.
You know, intended receiver again. I mean, they really like going to this guy. Good coverage by number 3, but it looked like there was a flag on the play. Number 3 is
Derek Rowley.
Derek Rowley. I haven't called his name yet tonight, but he's a good player. Has a bunch of tackles for the Parowan Rams.
Sideline warning called against the Eagles.
That is not what I was expecting.
Yeah, and Rowley has 14 tackles on the year, and so he's a guy they can count on and out in the backfield. You know, and they run on defense, looks like they run a 5-2. 5-2 defense.
Here comes our bread and butter play. A forward right up the middle. And there was those yellow shoes again that it looked like a flag to me, but.
So, yeah, they have a lot of size up in their defensive
yeah.
front. So 5 guys on that front line, that's hard to stop, and then 2 linebackers. And then they kind of mix it between zone and man.
Yes.
They've been mostly doing zone against Duchesne so far.
So 3rd and 5, it looks like, to see what the Eagles do. I'm thinking they're going to the air. Nope, here comes Mortensen. He's going to cut up. That was just sheer will because somebody missed a block over there.
Yeah, and then again, that 5 front line right there, that it makes it easier for them to adjust to that play and get down Mortensen before he gets started.
That looks like they're going to play field position, which is pretty smart right here.
Yeah, they're pretty backed up right now.
Yeah, with 6 minutes left to go, good idea to kick the ball.
And it's, you're still ahead, and it's 7-0, and it's in your favor, so
you know what's funny
get field
is
position.
Grant goes from the quarterback to the long snapper when it comes to punts. Ooh.
Gets to about the 44-yard line.
Gets to about the 44-yard line. And the Rams will take over.
Thanks some sponsors. Ashley Regional Medical Center. Ashley Regional Medical welcomes Dr. Tyler Moore, orthopedic surgeon. And L&L Motor, proudly serving to enter the basin by offering unsurpassed customer service. Offering the widest scale of automotive needs under one roof: tires, wheels, accessories, tint, repairs, etc. So Cody Hansen gets the ball on that side, and very similar play to what they ran that worked the last series, and they'll go back to that until it won't get stopped.
Until they stop it. I mean, it makes sense. I would.
Yeah, and if it ain't broke, don't fix it, and that's kind of
flag. Oh, my goodness.
A lot of flags in this first and second quarter.
It's obviously gonna be on.
Holding against the Rams.
Another sponsor is United, operated by SkyWest. A special thanks to United Express, operated by SkyWest, for sponsoring tonight's live coverage. So, I mean, we love to have our sponsors. They help us out. They, like I said, we can go to, here in Duchesne, we can go to Altamont, you can go to Uena, Union, and watch games on every Friday night.
Uh-oh.
And now number 22 gets the ball.
Hutch Miller on that carry.
So they have so many guys that they can go to, and then Hutch Miller's another guy that has over 300 yards this year rushing on the game too.
He just kept his feet moving. That was a great run. I mean, he was wrapped up. Well, not wrapped up. If he was wrapped up, they would have tackled him, but he ran through 4 or 5 arm tackles.
10 from the Eagle 13-yard line.
With 5.5 minutes to go. Inadvertent whistle, and on the. And then everybody stopped. That is unfortunate for Parowan right there. You hate to see, even though it went against my team, you hate to see something like that happen. That was just a great fake. I mean, great fake.
Yeah, and last year they started this Veer offense, and there was some kinks to work through, and they really feel like they really have a handle on this offense now, and the players have bought into it, and it's been working out well. And that was a really good play right there that probably would have ended up in a touchdown, but a ref took it away. But we'll see what they go on this play.
Did they? Oh, and
the touchdown was to who was that?
I realize they're trying to do player safety, but they have taken intimidation out of the game of football at all levels.
And number 1 made the play, Ryan Jeffries. That's that really dangerous receiver of theirs, and he gets the first touchdown of the year. Ryan Jeffries.
I really do. You cannot make a big hit in the game of football anymore, or it's a penalty. And I mean, that one, that was brutal. That was a brutal hit, but intimidation's gone, in my opinion. And I don't want to see kids get hurt at all. I absolutely don't. And I didn't see. I mean, that's a long ways away. Jaron, I think, uses his shoulder. I mean, they go over tackling techniques and things like that. So let's go back to a commercial real quick while he's down, because I don't like to see this, and we'll be back in a minute.
We are the people behind the connection. You may never see us, but you are always on our minds. Because you are the reason we do what we do. Improving the way you connect is the reason we are always working. Why we are always building. Why we are always striving to give you the best. We are the people behind the connection, working together to connect your life.
And we're back here in Duchesne, and he's up, he's good. So like you said, Kurt, I mean, like, you want to take the injuries out of the game, but that's why you make proper hits, and that was a proper hit. He hit him in the shoulder, with the shoulder, no head contact.
And right up the middle, he's going to go for 2, and he's going to make it. So,
but in the high school ranks, they've brought up this new rule, like you're saying, of a defensive player. If it does anywhere on the field, they feel it's a defensive and necessary roughness hit, then they'll call a flag every time.
Yeah, and I understand, but I don't like it. It's not the way I played the game. You hit somebody in the mouth and.
Well, yeah, in the NFL, it's even more ridiculous. You can't even.
Clay Matthews, I just feel bad for the dude.
Yeah, like you can't put your full weight on the quarterback. Okay.
Yeah, whatever. So, okay, so another one. Ute Tribal Enterprises, of our sponsors, is the fastest growing tribally owned enterprise in the state of Utah with 9 operations. UTE prides itself on offering the very best products and services to our customers. Enjoy cosmic bowling at Ute Lanes Family Fun Center. So just over 5 minutes to go. Let's see if the Eagles can come back, and put a drive together. They're going to have to do something before the half, get a little bit of that momentum back. That last series when we're, 4th and 5.
Well, a lot of the things what they can do, Kurt, is they can, execute better and get rid of these penalties.
Yeah.
And both these offenses can get more in rhythm and have more of a clean game. It's been really sloppy, really ugly.
Extremely sloppy.
And
I would think. I can't believe they haven't assessed the penalty here.
Kick for the Rams, number 59, Brian Torres.
See how far he kicks it. Oh, wow, he put a foot into it. Oh, Gavin, pick it up. No.
Blocks him right into Gavin, and he gets tackled really close to the end zone, about the 6 or 7 yard line.
Well.
Davis returns it to the 6-yard line.
And that is, not the field position that Duchesne wants right now. That's for sure.
Were looking for.
But the Rams will be chomping at the bit,
They're going to be bringing the house, I'm guessing.
And you got to watch Grayson Robb. That guy, he wants his 9th sack of the season. I mean, this guy's their Clay Matthews, like you were just talking about. So play begins here. Cason Grant gets the ball. He hands it off to Mortensen.
To the outside. And if he cuts it up, he could. Ooh, he's going to pick up 10, 15.
That was a great play.
Oh, give him a little breathing room.
Get out of that, shadow of your end zone, and on a first down play like that, that's exactly what you want.
So a huge play by Mortensen, get the ball back in his hands, and he's a little upset right now. I mean, he's going to get the reputation of being a dirty player, but he just plays hard. Here comes Ford up the middle. Oh, I thought the ball was out, but it was just somebody's helmet there.
Yeah, and there's nothing wrong with playing angry if it makes you kick into that next gear.
Actually, I don't know if he plays angry. I've never seen the kid mad in my life. He doesn't say much. He just
make a
plays.
statement on the field, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. You know, and some guys, you know, lose that. Like, if something happens and they have adversity, then it kind of shuts them down. And, you know, you love the players that, you know, they gear up and it fires them up. And that's a lot of the identity of this team of Duchesne.
Nice block, right? Oh. Who was that? 21. Cody Hansen comes up with that. Just chased him down. That was a great play on Hansen's part.
Yeah, good angle there by Hansen, and just, he's a solid guy on offense and defense.
Yeah, he is.
And, you know, he's a returning starter from last year, was their running back last year. So he had some time with this team, and he's a senior this year, expecting to have a huge year.
And he's just having a great year.
Yeah.
I mean, he came clear from the far defensive end over there, just followed him.
Casey Grant gets an open
Gets it
receiver.
out to Davis, and if he's going to pick up the first down.
And they've been just feeding Davis on this whole game. And, you know, he hasn't caught a couple balls, but he's done really well of catching, you know, the ones he needs to, and that's a good play.
It is enough for a Duchesne first down.
So get out of the huddle here, Casey Grant, see what he has drawn up here. And you can see the defense, they're cheating up. They got more than 5 guys on the line.
Uh-oh, looking for the screen. He better get rid of it quick. Oh, that's
And a perfectly designed screen, because they knew they were bringing the house there. They had everybody lined up on the line, but just couldn't get it out quick enough to a running back.
He held on to it a long time,
Too long,
which was a good thing, and maybe a little too long to, I don't know. And that's pretty tough, throwing it over those great big old guys coming at you. So what do we got? 2nd and 10 with just under 3 minutes to go. See if they pull up. I would be sending Mortensen. Oh, here he comes. He's going to cut to the inside.
We gave it to him on a reverse. He gets 5.
About 4.
No, 4 or 5, yeah.
That one. Right about the 40-yard line.
6 for the Eagles.
See what they got.
Like someone
Official
came up a little bit
timeout.
gimpy.
Blackburn.
Riker Blackburn. Looks like he wants to stay in the game, though.
Oh, he's getting replaced by a big one. Uh-oh. Yeah, Duchesne is too thin as it is. I mean, we got 2 guys on crutches. We got our center with a club on his hand, with a broken hand that's been operated on.
Yeah, that's the tough thing when, in the 1A divisions, you have these smaller teams.
Yeah,
you don't have the depth of other schools,
No.
And so when you have injury after injury, it really plays into the part. But, Cowan has dealt with this over the years with injuries, and, his mentality is like next guy up, right?
Yeah.
So I mean, if you can't play and you're hurt, you got to be the next guy up. You got to be the one to step in and make a play. And right now they need a guy that can make a spark right now. But I mean, it's 7-7, but and it's a great game. But usually Duchesne is like always in control of games, and usually the score is a little higher than this, and so it's putting them in a more of an uncomfortable situation.
Yeah, but neither one of these teams are used to being this close. They're used to playing from out in front. So with the timeout, let's go to a break and come back in just a moment.
At Moon Lake Electric, we are a locally owned cooperative with a deep history of providing dependable and affordable electric service to its customers for over 75 years. With a state-of-the-art electrical system, we are setting a standard for excellence in the electric utility industry. We are proud to call this place home, and we are happy to support our local schools and athletes. Find and like us on Facebook for energy-saving tips. Moon Lake Electric, keeping the power on.
And we're back with 3rd and 5. The Eagles come out. Oh, dang.
Intended for Jaron Mortensen.
Looks like it was intended for Mortensen. Was a little overthrown and just about into the hands of Sanchez. If it would have been just a little bit more overthrown, Sanchez would have come up with that catch. But I don't think he was expecting it. But I do know they put number 53 in, Kale Skews, for Riker, and they saw how little he was, and they brought the house on that one. Just tried to run him right over.
4th and 5. No hesitation here.
No, not this late in the game. Where's Davis at? Oh, going to go one-on-one with him.
Bring in motion. Get a tight end, a triple set right here.
Oh, going to get the delay a game and kick it. Yep. Okay.
I like the call it. You try to get him to go off sides, but there's like no hard count there. They're not going to come over unless you like kind of draw them to.
So hopefully, and I'm guessing now Parowan's really going to bring the house and try and get a block here. So they're going to have to get a good snap, a good stop here, and hopefully Ford can get a good punt off, a little better than the last time.
Yeah, and then this is kind of how we thought it would kind of be. Maybe not this high snap, and it almost blocked. Where 23 gets the reception off
that
the
may have been a little
return.
bit too hard of a tackle.
Number 23, reception. Sanchez 22, 56, and number 40 in on the tackle.
So Hutch Miller.
What's all the whistles for?
Probably that you hit him too hard, I'm sure. There was helmet to helmet there. But it was on that, it should have been on that Parowan side. He's the one that initiated.
So they're discussing a penalty out on the field right now.
I was just kidding. I'm not sure what's going on.
And he caught everything cleanly on that play, Hutch Miller, and it was
personal
kind of a high snap, and they're going to call a personal foul on Duchesne.
What was I didn't
say what it was, just a personal foul.
Yeah, look.
I have no idea what that penalty was.
And where the flag was, it wasn't where he caught it.
What's that?
Where the flag was, it wasn't where he was caught it. So it had to be before that.
And I'm guessing that Wood's going to go ahead and try and take this game into his hands right here.
And yeah, like you said, he likes to go right up the middle and take off. And
there's a hold.
And he gets it completed.
And they don't dare hit him.
And he goes out of bounds and gets another, it looked about 10, 12 yards.
It did look like a hold out there on that far side to me, but good play by the Rams.
Ball up to 30, 1st and 10.
Wow, not much time ran off the clock there.
So we're playing with 10 guys. That probably had something to do with that.
There's that play.
And it's read nicely by Duchesne that time. They knew it was coming. They knew it was going to go to Cody Hansen.
Skylar Ford
and
Jordan Claiborne come up with that tackle.
Skylar Ford say like, hey, that's my play.
Timeout by Parowan. While we're here, we'll just stay here. Zions Bank wants to help you make financial touchdowns. We haven't forgot who keeps us in business. More at zionbank.com with 3 locations in Uintah and Duchesne counties, plus online and mobile services. Zion Bank offers convenience and stellar services. We haven't forgot who keeps us in business. So what do you think? What do you think here? I mean, it's 2nd and 10, a minute and a half left, and
yeah, definitely. Parowan wants to score here. I mean, they might bring out some type of pass deep threat play. This is when they like to go to Ryan Anderson, Ryan Jeffries,
yes.
and go deep. I don't think that they'll play conservative here. They got an 8-7 lead, but you can't.
I mean, even if you throw an interception or something like that, big deal. I mean, look where you're at.
But even how sloppy this game has been, it's been a really good one between two juggernauts, you know, and like a prize fight heavyweight title here, they're like fighting each other off.
Yeah, you're just going to have to just keep swinging the whole time.
Yeah.
Going to go option, and he's going to throw a spot pass here. Going to keep him enough for the first down.
And then, yeah, they got it too. They wanted to, and they fumbled.
They're going to call him. Oh, nope, first down.
But, I mean, when he caught the ball, it didn't look like that there was much effort to get the tackle on there. And he got through a couple guys there before they pushed him out. You know, and I think that's one of the things that Coach Cowden's going to tell his guys, you guys got to be more physical than this, else we're going to lose this one.
Good tackle.
And that's the second time in a row that play has been stopped, and it's a good job.
55 seconds left to go.
Second and 10.
I think they're going to pass right here.
Wood. Oh, and he had an open receiver, and he missed it. And that's that dangerous receiver like we were talking about, Jeffries. He likes to go to him right there.
That's the go-to guy.
I mean, that was a perfect slant route there, and he had it in his hands and just missed it.
Yeah, that was, I mean, that ball was on the money.
It looked really similar to that last play that was to Gavin Davis on the other side that was in the middle. So Wood
is going to pass.
Backs up. And they did make the reception. He almost got to the line there. A little bit short to the first down.
Nobody stopped it out there.
It's fourth down. He didn't get out.
Fourth down and short.
So the time to keep going at 29 seconds left.
Go right up the middle. Oh, and he's going to touchdown.
And who was that on the play? It was number.
That was the quarterback.
Was that 44?
Yep, that was 44.
Porter Wood takes it in himself and gets the touchdown. For
touchdown. Going to go with 14-7 right now with 23 seconds left. See if they're going to kick. No. Yeah, they are going to kick. Instead of going for two. Going to get the block. Nope. Wow, that had some height on it. No good.
No good, and
wow,
that's pretty good news.
That's big.
And Porter Wood, that's his 12th rushing touchdown of the year.
This year.
Yeah, I mean he's a big guy and loves the end zone.
Yes, he does. You know, and I don't know if you know this, but Parowan right now in the rankings, which I'm not a big fan of rankings and things like that, but I think they've probably got it about right. Milford's number 1, Parowan's 2, and we're number 3. So I mean, we're, you know, and this is what you would expect out of a number 2 and a number 3 team to be playing tough like this.
I think we'll have like a battle to the end, all the way to till night. And and then turnovers are going to be big. Who turns over the ball is really going to be the one that's going to have pressure to lose or win the game, So
and penalties.
And penalties. They need to get that fixed up in that second, before they come to the second half.
Shooting themselves in the foot and special teams. Special teams is going to be a big thing. I mean, you have to get returns on the kick. You can't start at your own 6-yard line.
And injuries also has been a big part of this game.
That's going to be a big one. Yes. Is Blackburn? Where's he at? Oh, he's back up. I can at least see him. He's got his cleat back on. I wonder if they'll try and kick it deep. I would. I'd try and pin him back.
Yeah, you have 23 seconds left. Yeah, maybe a squib kick at least. Or you don't want a drive to happen from here. Oh, that's not what you want.
No, as far as Parowan goes, that's about the worst thing you could do.
So they'll get a really good field position here. And you know what? Knowing Coach Cowan, I know he's aggressive, but I don't know if he'll try to make a play here.
I would.
You would?
I think I would.
You know this team better than I do, so.
Yeah, I think be aggressive and go for it. Oh, they're making him kick it again. Oh, wow. You know, against Richfield, our special teams were huge. Where we got most of our yardage was on kick returns.
So you could take the penalty and go out of bounds and get on like about the 35, but Coach Cowan says, no, I want to re-kick.
Let's try it, yeah, so we'll see. You know, but you got to field the ball. Oh!
And he fumbles it around and it goes out of bounds. Well, that was lucky it went out of bounds. He didn't get recovered by Parowan. But, you know, if you saw that kick, it had a lot of rotation. That was a hard one to catch.
Yeah, so 19 seconds left.
I just see a constant chess match between these two coaches with Cowan and Miller. They're doing the similar stuff on both sides of the ball.
You know, it's great though. I mean, you can't ask for a better game than something like this. But like you say, it's been a little bit sloppy on both teams. Right there.
And he missed the catch. Number 12, Brock Ford, is intended for him. And it was really strange because, like, on this right side, the guy at the wide receiver didn't even move. He didn't move. He didn't go and take a route.
Really?
It looks like he forgot to move.
He forgot that they were playing football.
But yeah, but it's okay. I mean, you know, you cannot move. You know, if you move too early, you're gonna get a false start. But I don't know if he knew what was going on, but it kind of confused the side on this side, and it made a play on the other side.
I'll bet it confused him. Like, what are you doing, man? We got a game we're playing here.
2nd and 10 for the Eagles.
So yeah, you know, a little bit of notes about the first half now. You know, it's just not clean.
No, it's not. That's the biggest thing I think on both teams is it's not been a clean game.
A good screen set up, a good wall. Good blocking there.
Caleb run. Across.
Caleb, you got it.
And Sanchez gets drilled.
And that's the half. So at halftime, the Parowan Rams are going to go in leading at 14-7. Let's go out to a break. We'll come back and do a little bit of notes that we've got, little statistics from the first half, and then we will go to our halftime show.
We are the people behind the connection. You may never see us, but you are always on our minds. Because you are the reason we do what we do. Improving the way you connect is the reason we are always working. Why we are always building. Why we are always striving to give you the best. We are the people behind the connection. Working together to connect your life.
By fixing it the first time, we show our customers that we care. I'm Rico. I'm a technician at L&L Motor. I've been in the automotive industry for 7 years.
I'm Amanda Kazik. I work here at the parts department at L&L.
I like being a technician. Every day is a new day, and it's cool to see a concern and be able to fix it.
They're kind of like my family, so they've really taken care of me and given me a ton of opportunities.
We value the Fix It Right First program. Try to go the extra mile for the customer.
This is Zaylee Ann. She was born on May 24th, 7 pounds even. The first time I saw Zaylee, you know, you hear of it being love at first sight, but she looked up at me and it was like, there's my daughter. Where have you been all my life? I've missed you. When you're having a baby, you have a lot of questions, and it's not just you that's involved, it's your child also. And from a mother's standpoint, you care a lot about that person inside of you. And you care about yourself too, and you want to make sure that you can make the best decisions for your family. As women, we want to be heard. It's our bodies. We're going through something pretty important, and knowing that the medical team that would be helping me would be very competent, that was important. They offered me their advice and told me exactly what my options were and let me make an educated decision, and I think that's really important. And when I delivered, all of them, every single person that I had come in, very friendly. They all just wanted me to have the best possible outcome that I could.
When you need windows, doors, bathroom glass, or paint, Jones Paint and Glass can help. With over 80 years in the industry, we're Utah's go-to expert for paint and glass. We offer beautiful, energy-efficient Jones Paint and Glass windows, as well as Anderson and Marvin windows and doors. We also offer top paints like Benjamin Moore and PPG Pittsburgh paints. Whether you're remodeling or building from scratch, Jones Paint and Glass has you covered.
When you hear the crash,
When I graduate, not only will I get my high school diploma, I will get a certification from the carpentry program.
I was born and raised in Vernal, and I didn't want to leave. I wanted a master's degree. I always have since I was a little girl.
I always had to do the night shift, which is the graveyard. And the first encounter I ever had with a ghost was on that shift. It's eerie, and it makes my skin crawl. You have to try to analyze it to make it so it's not scary. But you knew in the back of your head what it was.
Hey you! It's the moment you've waited all year for. The Corn Maze is open again in Bluebell. Your favorite fall activities in one place. There's a pumpkin patch, kettle corn, goats, pumpkin cannons, spooky trails, 70-foot bounce pad, the witch's house. So go to www.bluebellcornmaze.com or look up Bluebell Corn Maze on Facebook. Head to the Corn Maze at Water Hollow Ranch, located in Bluebell, where getting lost means finding fun.
This fall, football fans can catch every home game every week, airing live on channelv6.com and the Channel V6 Roku channel. Local coverage is sponsored by L&L Motor, Ashley Regional Medical Center, Jones Paint and Glass, Ute Tribal Enterprises, Utah State University, Uinta Basin, and Strata Networks. Get the season broadcast schedule and watch games on demand online at channelv6.com.
And we are live back here in Duchesne, and we're, kind of a halftime report with Kurt Skews on Brandon Jones. And, what are some things that you're seeing out there that, that you take away in this first half, Kurt?
Sloppiness on both teams. I mean, just flat out sloppiness, dumb penalties, mistakes, things like that. There has been a few good things, a few good runs on both teams. Let's go over just, some of the things that happened on the scoring drives first time.
One of the good things is that right at the beginning drive, Parowan was driving all the way down, and then, Jake Claiborne made a sack that, turned it over for him and got Duchesne the ball back.
Got it down, and then a 35-yard reception plus a roughing the passer from Grant to Davis, which was a huge play.
Which made it about 55 yards
Morton
past.
said I had a 4-yard TD run. And then Claiborne strips the ball, and Parowan recovers on a fumble. We're talking a little bit about turnovers and stuff like that. There's been a few turnovers, well, at least fumbles and things like that, but most of the time the teams have got it back.
Yeah, the ball's been on the ground
quite a few times, yeah.
So, and they've made some recoveries on both sides, but, in the third and fourth quarter, you can't fumble the ball anymore like that on the ground all the time because that defense is going to get on it.
Yeah, absolutely. And in the second quarter, the Rams took over on downs. Basically the same thing. The Eagles were driving and they sacked them, took over on downs, and then went down and scored. A 36-yard run from Miller, and then in the second, Jeffries on a 13-yard touchdown reception. So,
and then pretty close to the end of the half is when you had Porter Wood. He just ran it in the end zone without.
Yeah, he. And that's one of the things that we said. Me personally as a coach, I would let Porter Wood take over the game, and he really did right there in the last minute of that half. He just took over the game.
Yeah, 6'4", 250-pound quarterbacks. There's not very many of those out there in the high school ranks. No matter what division you're playing,
that's a big kid.
That's a big kid that plays quarterback. And this offense, both of these offense, they like to run the ball and establish that run game, lull you to sleep, and then throw it deep over the top. And one of the things that I saw from Duchesne, they threw the ball quite a bit in the first half, more than they like to do. But they're in a tough game. They're in a back and forth game, and so they kind of have to come up with some different options. And so Coach Cowan and Coach Miller, they're going back and forth, and like you said, it's like a chess match out there. It's awesome.
But it is. So So what we've got, the game, I'm kind of disappointed because, the one penalty down here, Duchesne, I believe, had a chance to score, and then they turned it over on downs and stuff like that with a penalty with illegal man downfield. And I'd like to go back and see that to see if it wasn't, if they were or if they weren't, because they're usually pretty disciplined when it comes to stuff like that.
I like what you said about discipline. That's what you see from Duchesne. I'm not from Duchesne, but from an outsider looking in, that's the thing that I see that is the identity of this team, is that they don't make a lot of mistakes over the years. And this year they're kind of struggling.
And the reason that is because it's preached from the time that they start football, start playing tackle football in third grade. It's discipline, discipline, discipline. You do your job. I'll do my job, and we all do our own jobs, and we're going to be effective. So it's kind of tough watching mistakes happen because that's not what we're used to seeing here.
Yeah, you just got to do your 1/11th. Everybody does their job, and right now you're kind of seeing people reach and kind of trying to take things on their back and stuff like that, and that's not what is coached, like you said, at Duchesne here. You work as a team, and like last year, you had a really great team in Duchesne, and you saw like the big plays from Weston Polson, you saw the plays from Jarrett Spencer, you saw Cade Lambourne make plays, but what you didn't see was the execution by everybody else.
Yeah.
And that's what you're seeing this year is like not everybody is doing their exact job. You still have your stars.
Oh yeah.
You still have a stud in Jaron Mortensen, Caleb Sanchez, and Case and Grant. They're really good players, but everybody has to do their job.
Step up and do their job. So, that's why they play two halves. We'll see what happens. Like you said, you've been talking about the chess matchup between the coaches, so they're in there making their moves. What do we do to make adjustments so that we can come back and we can be more effective? But the main thing is stop the mistakes. Stop doing stupid stuff. The excessive celebration, the personal foul on that after the interception. You can't play undisciplined football.
Right. And then on the other side, Parowan, what they key on in their identity is the physical part of it and being big and being bigger than this team on the other side. And they want to use that as an advantage. And you've seen that in the defensive line. You've seen that in the offensive line.
And they're doing it. They're being more physical, in my opinion, at this point. So see what it is.
And both of these coaches, it maybe looked like an ugly game, and it might continue to be that way. But at the end, it's who gets the W, and you'll take it.
Yeah, absolutely.
If it's ugly, you'll take an ugly win. The ugly
W.
loss will look a lot bad, and it will hurt worse. But an ugly win is a win.
A W is a W. So let's go ahead and go back out, and we will be back for the second half kickoff.
Oh no!
Moon Lake Electric. We are a locally owned cooperative with a deep history of providing dependable and affordable electric service to its customers for over 75 years. With a state-of-the-art electrical system, we are setting a standard for excellence in the electric utility industry. We are proud to call this place home, and we are happy to support our local schools and athletes. Find and like us on Facebook for energy-saving tips. Moon Lake Electric, keeping the power on.
Great food begins with great ingredients. We've grown our produce department with more prepared fruits and vegetables for the entire family. We've recently expanded our offerings, so come in and experience the fun, the excitement, and taste the difference.
As my team and I have looked at all of the services we're now providing and the growth that has occurred, it's obvious to us that we're not just a local TV station anymore. And we need a name and a brand that represents us as the media company that we are today. VTV Channel 6 is now V6 Media. To me, V6 Media represents our passion, innovation, our company's vision for the future. And we can't wait to see what's next.
To be able to get better from week to week. So I think each week is an opportunity to improve from the week before. So we try not to look at one opponent more than another. We want to better ourselves every week and make sure that we're improving every week so that we have a chance at the end.
We're back live, getting close to before the second half is starting. And I'm Brandon Jones, this is Kurt Skews, and we're on the line. And, you know, this is a great game so far. You know, maybe not the cleanest game in the world, but still a close game. 14-7, only a one-possession, you know, game for Parowan. But Parowan feeling pretty good about themselves taking a lead in the half.
Yeah, absolutely. Duchesne is a tough place to come in and play. Just plain and simple, it is a tough field for someone to come in and win on. In how many years has this field been up and going? 5 or 6 years.
Well, I mean Duchesne is known for streaks. I mean,
yeah.
For biggest in the nation for how many wins and championships. And I mean, this is a high pedigree team. That just comes out and knows football. I mean, you say Duchesne, and then the same sentence you say football. I mean, it's just how it is.
Yeah, and so we'll see what happens, you know, in the second half. That's what's so exciting about it. 2 halves. See, you know, just going back to what you've been saying all day about the chess match that's being played. We'll see what moves are going to be made this second half.
So I'm like a connoisseur of football and a connoisseur of food. You know, they're my 2 favorite things. So like I love watching football, and then you know, if you have some food with it, go along with it, it's just cherry on that cake. You know, so this is fun. This is awesome.
This is a great game, and I'm glad that you came over tonight. So we'll see. We got just over a minute to go, so let's take a short 30-second break, and we will be back for the kickoff. The Eagles will be receiving.
We are the people behind the connection. You may never see us, but you are always on our minds. Because you are the reason we do what we do. Improving the way you connect is the reason we are always working. Why we are always building. Why we are always striving to give you the best. We are the people behind the connection, working together to connect your life.
All right, we are back, getting ready to kick. Parowan will be kicking from the south to the north. Number 59 back to kick. That is Brian Torres. So we'll just see what happens. The Eagles have got to get something going.
Yeah, look, some score updates for you. Altamont right now is 35-0 with Milford. So I believe is that Altamont that's ahead?
Milford leads.
No, Milford leads
Milford's up
35-0. So Altamont's struggling a little bit. This year I talked to Trent Richens. He's the coach of Altamont, great guy. You know, they've had he feels like he has a really good team, and the problem is turning the ball over and the
Davis
fumbling
is
the ball.
back and takes the and he makes him miss, but then
Torres with the kick.
Didn't get much more off of that.
Davis with the return.
So he's going to start about the 20, 22 or 23 yard line on that return.
1st and 10 for the Eagles.
And VTV is running that game right now too with Milford and Altamont. So
I think it's going to take a few years, but like you said, I think Trent's on the right track up there.
yeah,
doing all right.
When he was talking to him, he just said they turn the ball over too much, man. There's like on the ground all the time. So and they have really experienced and talented players. You know, McKay Foy is a stud and running back, but
here comes Sanchez to the outs, cuts it back up to the middle. He's going to pick up 4 or 5 probably. Picks up 5 on there.
You know, and one of the things I think that Cowan wants to reestablish is what their identity is in just their bread and butter offense. I thought maybe that, you know, they wanted to get a little few passing and more passing, but I think they need to kind of go back to what they're good at and run these type of plays. And just move the ball down the field like they know they can, get 15, grind out that defense because that defense is strong and tough. They need to soften them up.
Yep. So Duchesne right here really needs to put together a great drive to go down and get some points on the board, get the momentum back in their favor. Here comes Mortensen. He's going to cut it and not going to get much.
So Mortensen gets that right up the middle, and two run plays right in a row. You know, 3rd down, and looks like 5. So really manageable, and that's where you want to kind of be in those situations. At 3rd and 5, you have a lot of options.
Yeah.
And then, you know, Skylar forward, you know, look for him on these plays to make a play if they need
pass
blocking.
Right here going deep to Mortensen. PI, yeah, absolutely. On number 23 is going to get that. Hutch Miller is going to get called on that.
And it's a good route by Mortensen right there. And, you know, the defensive back didn't even get his head around to make that play. So, and that's going to be called on the D.
You know, and one of the things that Grant, I think, will work on is just arm strength over the next year. You know, being a senior, maturing a little more arm strength would help get that thing out. Mortensen's fast. Davis is that fast. If he could just throw it a little bit further, let those guys run under the ball, that route would go because not many people are going to be able to keep up with them. So, but we'll take that. 1st and 10 from about the 42 on the Eagles. Here comes Ford right up the middle on the bread and butter play. Not going anywhere that time.
And yeah, Skylar Ford, he's a guy that you can trust, you know, ball security-wise too. He doesn't fumble the ball a lot, and you know he doesn't maybe get a couple yards there, but the other thing he can do is block really well. I mean, this guy can blow a hole up and make a big play happen.
I'm thinking the ball's going to Mortensen. Nope. Right here to
Back
Sanchez,
to Sanchez.
Cut, Caleb, good. Gosh, dang it. Keep walking, Jose.
Well, it's going to be 3rd and about 5, a long 5 for the Eagles from the 46-yard line.
46-yard
Yeah,
down.
good gang tackling there by.
But they need to pick up a 1st down. They
Yeah.
can't afford not to have a good drive on this series. Need to come out and get the crowd back in the game. those kind of things are huge.
Yeah, you need a big momentum player or a spark from something just to, you know, liven up the game a little bit.
Here he comes. There's Ford. He's not going to quite make it. Going to make it just about to midfield.
And
He'll be shy of the first down.
he's got about 2 yards to go.
Shy about 2, and I'm
fourth down for the Eagles.
And again, I think that, you know, aggressive coach of Cowan.
He's probably going to go for it. Either that or they're going to try and draw him off sides. But the momentum of the game is not working. When that works really good, they're running to the line, they're getting up there, they're pounding it, trying to get it through, and the flow of the game's going faster to try and get them to draw off sides. I think Parowan right now, if he tries to do it, is too disciplined to jump off sides.
And yeah, it looked like the offense jumped up there, then went early, so it's going to be a false start on Duchesne.
Now you're going to have to kick it, and they weren't going to. They were going to make it too.
You know, and this is kind of a similar situation to what I saw when they were playing. What game were they playing the other day? I'll look for it here. Oh, with Richfield.
Yeah, so many penalties, jumping off sides. Wow. That is the first good roll that Duchesne has had all year on a punt.
And, you know, I was talking about that game with Richfield. They actually fake punted it to Jaron Mortensen. He got like 30 yards.
And that one was set up because, and we knew it because they were putting 2 guys out on our receivers, you know, trying to get the guys that are sprinting down there. And I was talking to the kids that were out there, Caleb Sanchez. He's like, Coach just told me to tell them, make it look like they're really kicking your butt. Let them push you out of bounds. And it was so funny because all of a sudden he points and he's like, we already got a first down. And those guys were like, yeah, we got you, pushed you out of bounds. And it was pretty funny talking to him after that game.
That's awesome.
There's the option. Stopped him. Good. Good stop. I'm not sure who it was that hit Wood on that play, but they've got to get a helmet on him. Or a shoulder pad.
It looks like it was Skylar Ford.
Play. It'll be 2nd and 11 from the 9-yard line.
And, you know, that's what to stop that play, you have to have, like, you know, everybody do their job. You can't have someone,
that
you
guy
know,
here
make
comes.
it
It's coming
play.
this way. No, right up the middle. There, Mortensen. I don't want to say anything, but yeah, he come up from the safety, and I'm glad they didn't call a penalty because that was just an excellent hit.
Yeah, that was a big hit there by Mortensen and on Cody Hansen. Like I said, you just got to keep everything in front of you. You don't want anything to get outside your lane and make a hole because it can go for a touchdown. So keep everything in front of you.
Good stop by the official on that one. Craig made a good stop there.
Again, a couple on the play. It will be 4th down for the Rams. So the Duchesne defense.
So out of halftime, both teams come out and punt. So good showing by the defense, though, on both sides.
I can't believe that they're not going to go for it, actually. I would have just give it to Wood and let him. Oh, wow, I bet we wish we would have gone for that. Get away from it, Jordan. I saw that in a college game the other day. I think Michigan was playing, or Iowa. Tried to block a guy right by it, stepped on it, and they.
Yeah, and then it's a live ball. It's
yeah,
a
it's a live ball. Get away from it.
Someone's got to be there and yell, Peter, 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 get everybody out of the way, and make sure that doesn't happen, because that's that one thing that can change that game and bring the momentum.
Special teams play can, and that's a momentum
killer.
Dagger.
And not a great punt by the Rams.
Here comes Sanchez. He better follow. Sanchez is going to go ahead and pick up the first down.
Yeah, Sanchez makes a good cut right there. Almost looks like he's going to go out of bounds and kind of confuse the defense. Comes back in and makes a cut and runs another 10 yards, about a 14-yard carry there, and a first down.
First and 10, Duchesne.
Cut across midfield. That's great. Davis is going to go wide out to the left.
And we were talking about that those plays eventually are going to get farther and more yards because that defense is just going to get a little more tired throughout the game.
Which has been one thing that has happened to us. We've kind of got a little tired. There's
a big hole made.
Excellent. Go, Skyler. He's going to get through.
And that was an excellent run by Skyler Ford.
Those are the kind, wow, yeah.
But the lead block right at the very front of that play was awesome. And he had a pretty big hole to run through, but he hit it. It hit it real fast. And he showed some speed.
Go, boom.
Yeah.
Yeah, run north and south. And now they're going to pull him out. I would let him run and score. Actually, they'll get a few. They'll get some, and then they got to put him back in because you can't just.
Well, you got to reward that guy, so get close to get a goal line, get in that area and then give him back.
Same play that they ran earlier. He's cut up, and he's going to get. Nope. Ooh, nice tackle. Oh my heck! He dropped the ball. Fumble.
Parowan recovers.
And we were just saying that's the things that can't happen in the second half. You can't put the ball on the ground.
Sanchez is.
And he,
I'm not sure who come across, but he got hit way hard. So let's go to break, see what's happening, and we'll be back. Hopefully he's okay.
By fixing it the first time, we show our customers that we care. I'm Rico. I'm a technician at L&L Motor. I've been in the automotive industry for 7 years.
I'm Amanda Kazik. I work here at the parts department at L&L.
I like being a technician. Every day is a new day, and it's cool to see a concern and be able to fix it.
They're kind of like my family, so they've really taken care of me and given me a ton of opportunities.
We value the Fix It Right First program. Try to go the extra mile for the customer.
This is Zaylee Ann. She was born on May 24th, 7 pounds even. The first time I saw Zaylee, you hear of it being love at first sight, but she looked up at me and it was like, there's my daughter. Where have you been all my life? I've missed you. When you're having a baby, you have a lot of questions, and it's not just you that's involved, it's your child also. And from a mother's standpoint.
All right, we're back. Sanchez made it off the field, but not with. He stripped it. Carson. Skyler Ford just pulls it out of his hands. Holy smokes, that. Wow. Tit for tat on that one, but no, that couldn't have come at a better time at all.
Yeah, they were looking for a big play right there. Things weren't going your way. You fumble the ball, and you think that you put your head down, but that's not the team that this Duchesne team is. It's Skyler Ford.
He just pulled the ball out of his
looking for a guy to step up. That's what he does. He just pulled the dude. I mean, that was incredible.
Now, wow, that was something else. And he just out-muscled him. He just grabbed the ball and pulled it from him.
And we just said, the most physical team's going to win this game. And you make physical plays like that, you have a really good chance. They could get tied on this play right here.
Uh-oh.
Kason Grant keeps the ball.
And we were talking about before, Skyler Ford made that big play, goes down about 40 yards, makes a big play there, takes the ball back. Why not give it to him and reward the guy and put him in the end zone?
Exactly. That's your bread and butter, is run him up the middle. Give it to him. Let him power it in. Either that or fake it to him and hit to the outside, because that's what I would be expecting.
Yeah, and we were coming off an injury of Caleb Sanchez. It looked like he came off the field and he was okay.
Taking him to the.
Oh, is he?
Well, I don't know.
And a flag on the play as he tries to get around the end, doesn't get in the end zone.
That? It was Brock Adams.
Adams, the ball carrier.
I would be interested to see what this call is.
Looks like
because
it's probably going to be a hold.
I didn't see anything. Face mask.
Face mask. It's going to be on the defense.
Which.
It'll be half the distance to the goal
Wow,
line.
that added a whole half a yard.
If it's a personal foul, then it's a first.
Yeah.
Personal
foul on it, first down. So that's, that.
First down for the Duchesne Eagles.
I mean, the yardage would have been about the same, but if it would have just been, Well, they said second down. Huh.
You called a personal foul.
I thought a personal foul was an automatic first down.
It's not in this game.
That might come back to bite us.
So, I mean, is there, with the face mask, is it, there's an invert and then there's the big one. Is it, did he
oh, and he put the ball on the ground.
On the ground, it's on the ground, and Parowan picks the ball up. Number 22
comes up
with the ball, and
Grayson Robb.
Unbelievable. Grayson Robb, you know, just an outstanding player on that Parowan defense. 8 sacks and then a fumble recovery. 2 sacks on the game today.
Looks to me like they're not taking Sanchez in the ambulance. Looks like a hip flexor or something like that. He's at least standing up. So
and that's good news because they
news.
need Caleb Sanchez. If not this game, they need him
later
throughout
on,
the season.
You know, and actually this game wasn't even supposed to take place. I think both teams had a bye this week, and they just called up and said, hey, Parowan was playing Wayne, and Wayne doesn't play anymore. Uh-oh, there's 21.
Cody Hansen takes the handoff and gets quite a few there. Get about 8.
Talk about momentum killers. That fumble right there, you're on the half-yard line.
Well, I mean, you have so much momentum on your side from Skylar Ford making a huge play of stripping the ball, and you're right next to the end zone, and all you got to do is put it in,
punch it in,
and then you fumble it, and it just takes. You can feel the air out of the stadium.
Yes. Going back to Hansen again.
Hansen, the ball carrier. Small gain on the play, second down.
And this is when you need, when things aren't going your way, you need your defense to just, make plays and step up. And Skylar Ford's done that, and Dylan Moon's done that. Blackburn, he's had a good game. Calling someone else from that defense to make a play.
Got 3 in the backfield, and going to go right up the middle. Nothing. Dylan Moon comes up with a tackle right there. Old club hand himself.
And we're getting close to the third quarter, and we need to start talking about a player of the game. We have the Water Hollow player of the game gets 2 tickets.
I'm going with Skylar.
Skylar Ford is on that radar right now for sure.
He's right out in the lead on that one as far as my opinion
He's
goes.
probably got the biggest, longest play for Duchesne besides that one by a penalty in the first half.
Yeah.
And then that strip and the take, he's a great player.
Option. Going to go up the middle, and they're going to stop him. Good. Going back to Hansen again, and they stopped him. So I'm guessing that they're going to kick it. I hope that we can get some kind of a return on this. Instead of just letting the ball fall, we need to get some kind of a return on this. And it looks like they're sending out their punt team.
And Parowan feels, that, it's 14-7 still. We're still in control. Let's not make a mistake and, put the ball on the ground or get any kind of mistake down here. You want to get field position. Gets a pretty good punt that time. Gets it on a fair catch called by Jaron Mortensen.
So we'll take over at the 35. How's Sanchez doing? Can you see him down there anywhere?
First and 10 for the Eagles.
Looking for number 22.
There he is. I see him. All right. Well,
see what Case and Grant and company can do on this possession. This is a big one. Yeah. We said that a lot. We said that the whole game. They're all big.
Yeah. But and we did exactly what we needed to. Go down and get close. We just didn't come up with any points.
Yeah, and Parowan's doing exactly what they want to do. You want to just be close and a little bit ahead, and you can steal one. But you got to get back in this game if you're Duchesne.
Oh, and then he slips. Brock Adams.
Slips on the play. A loss. Loss of a couple. Second down, 12.
Just sitting here watching Sanchez. I think he'll be back before the game's over.
And you're still waiting for this defense to get tired, but they're still staying strong. I almost want some little bit misdirection, get this defensive line going side to side where it's making them uncomfortable. see if something's different happens on this possession.
Here comes Mortensen. Nothing going. 67 on that tackle. Dixon Jones. It's a great play on him. He's the one that's got the yellow cleats that makes me think there's a flag on every play.
It'll be 3rd and 11.
Yeah, and Dixon Jones, you know, has 13 tackles, 14 tackles right now, and 2 sacks for this season. Another guy you'd have to worry about on that defensive front.
You know, I think I'd almost go for the wheel route again.
Yeah, I like something, get something on the outside.
Try and get, you know, look for a penalty or something like that.
It looked like that was a good play, but I don't know if, did he catch it? I mean, it looked low. He did catch it, but it didn't get much, you know. But
I didn't go not near what we needed. And with 30 seconds to go, gonna kick the ball away.
So we keep on, you know, saying this. There needs to be a spark play, and we've had a few of them, and then right off that bat, something else happens to them. That's they're you know, kicking themselves in the same foot.
Well, there's another wobbly. Oh my goodness, that's 2 kicks in a row with a decent bounce.
Good bounce on that. Casey Grant touches the ball, so the ball will get right there. And
2 seconds left.
You know, Duchesne is just kind of shooting themselves in the foot. You know, they should be in this game. It's just little big mistakes.
I mean, literally, it should be tied right now with there. Or actually, they could even be up. They could be up. You know, that ineligible man downfield. I think we score on that possession. If that doesn't happen, then we get sacked and turn it over on downs, and you know, but. Incomplete pass there.
From way back.
They call a flag, and I think they got contact on that receiver is what they're trying to say.
Wow. That, I don't believe, was his call.
And
I was right in front of the other
I'm
official.
not sure that ball was even catchable. 5 or 6 yards from the receiver.
Yeah, that was so. Oh, well. Let's go to break because it's the end of the 3rd quarter. We'll be back in just a minute.
When you need windows, doors, bathroom glass, or paint, Jones Paint and Glass can help. With over 80 years in the industry, we're Utah's go-to expert for paint and glass. We offer beautiful, energy-efficient Jones Paint and Glass windows, as well as Anderson and Marvin windows and doors. We also offer top paints like Benjamin Moore and PPG Pittsburgh paints. Whether you're remodeling or building from scratch, Jones Paint and Glass has you covered.
When you hear the crash.
Great food begins with great ingredients. We've grown our produce department with more prepared fruits and vegetables for the entire family. We've recently expanded our offerings, so come in and experience the fun, the excitement, and taste the difference.
We're back live here in the 4th quarter watching Duchesne Eagles versus the Parowan Rams, and right now it's a close game of 14-7 and a quarter to go. And,
all right.
Not very often is Duchesne in this position in the 4th quarter being down.
Right up the middle he goes, number 23, Hutch Miller. Doesn't go anywhere.
Hutch Miller, the ball carrier, a gain of 3.
Gains 3.
Will be 2nd down and 7.
You know, Hutch Miller, another dangerous, you know, running guy for them, and only a sophomore.
Wow. Yeah, for a sophomore, that kid is very impressive, playing tough tonight. You know, but give Duchesne credit. Duchesne's got quite a few sophomores that are playing out there on the field. Right up. Here goes the option. He's going to have to step up and make a tackle. They can't arm tackle.
He gets a first down on the play, number 14, Tanner Johnson.
Out across midfield into Eagle territory.
That was Wood, wasn't it?
Or was it Wood?
I think so.
Oh,
I think it was
44
Wood.
and 14. Yeah, we're pretty far back.
I'm pretty sure that
I have
was
bad
Wood.
eyes.
You can't arm tackle that kid.
No.
He's too big.
You know, and the defense has made some big stops all night long, and
go to the.
I was watching Cowan on the sideline before this series even started, and he was lighting up the defense and just trying to get a fire and saying, someone go out there and make a play for me.
Yeah.
Second down and 7. Ball at the 45.
And Parowan's just content to just run the ball, run the clock out. Go. Oh.
It was a good play in the backfield. He didn't quite get the tackle, but he slowed him down enough to get the other two to come in.
But did you
play.
see he got blocked right into him, was going backwards and just happened to fall into him and tried to wrap up on him. And
third down and 7.
yeah, that was just like by fate or by accident or something. I'm not sure what you would call that.
Yeah, and you can tell that Parowan, you know, they're just gonna try to run the ball and try to just kill this clock and
kill the clock. Gonna go the option. Gonna go option.
There you go.
And a good tackles, getting him low. A lot of people there in space to take Porter Wood down, and that's what you need.
Steps up and makes a big tackle.
Good job
that's
by
2 in a
Claiborne.
row by Jordan. And ooh, what are they going to go for it here?
Looks like they're they're on their side of the field. They're going to try.
Possibly draw them off sides. Man, I think I'm letting Wood keep it and take control. Pass.
They do go for it.
Not going to get it. Going to turn it over on downs.
He got a pretty good spot there, but yeah, he definitely didn't get it.
He is spotted at the 40, but it's not
Turn it over on downs. So
and I don't get that play at all.
I don't
You've
either.
been stopping the offense all day long.
You have to get at least. I mean, if you're going to do a spot pass, you have to get across the first down marker.
But I mean, I like that your aggressive call, but it's 14-7. You're in a really good position. You're on the road. Punt it and play your field position. Trust your defense like they've already done.
And they've been playing well. Their defense has been playing very well.
But this is a break for Duchesne, and they can get in a big opportunity here of driving a play of their own. And that is just it looked like the ball kind of got tipped. And didn't make it to the receiver from Davis.
Second down and 10.
Second 10. Where are we at? Right on the 40. So trying to hit Davis on that out, which has been a pretty good play for the Eagles this year. Just a bad break. Defensive lineman get through, getting his hands up.
And it's a one possession game, so you don't need to press and try to get a home run ball in the first play. You just do what you're good at. Oh, and that was just arid throw on the outside, almost in interception zone.
Yes, that was.
Third down and 10.
I don't know if that just came off his hand wrong or what, but it wasn't quite there.
Third down.
And third down here, you'll see what you'll have 5 on the line for the defense of Parowan. See if they bring some guys in, get some heat on the quarterback.
I think I would. I think I'd blitz somebody right here. If I was
As
them,
you can see
Porter
Wood, just stepping up in that gap.
No, going to go back into coverage.
The play was there. It just hit off the hands.
4 guys there, though.
Yeah. Well, and fourth down, and 8 minutes and 44 seconds left. You still have enough time to.
Well, at least it didn't take much time off the clock. Well, hopefully we can get another good kick and a good roll.
You know, and Parowan doing some big favors for Duchesne, helping them get good field position. But
Oh, no, they got get to it.
it looks like it's going to
gonna
get to
go
the
back
end zone.
Oh, I thought that was the goal line.
Wow. That's a great punt.
That was a great punt. I thought it was coming back to the 20 for some reason. I thought that was the goal line. I'm like, oh, no.
Well, the ref was standing right there on that line, so you figured that was what the touchdown was. So, good play.
Oh, boy.
On the 4-yard line. Now you really pin back the Rams in an uncomfortable situation. And
I'll bet they want to, he should have jumped. I don't know. Second guessing is a tough thing to do in football.
So right now you can kind of afford to sell out in the middle, and you know that they're going to go, they're not going to do anything hard here. They're going to just play conservative.
I think so. I think they're just going to
try to get
run
breathing
that option.
room. Yeah. So load the box, and try to, stop these guys.
Make sure your outside backers stay home. Watch that right there. Wood just went right up the middle. Second down. He's picked up about 2, 3.
I think we've been a little bit hard on the defense because they've actually done really well tonight.
They have.
But they've just been put in bad situations, and but they've made great plays. The offense is, struggled a little bit tonight.
Yeah.
And putting the ball on the ground has been a big issue.
Putting the ball on the ground has been huge. Just mistakes, and we talked about that at halftime and in the front. You can't make mistakes. Option. Get the ball. So 3rd down, and he only picked. It's 3rd and 5.
And then this is when you kind of have you keep your eyes open a little bit for something,
something
over the top.
Real sneaky.
Yeah, something sneaky. This is that play where they could do that, but you know that Duchesne's a disciplined team. They're going to be waiting for something like that.
Pick it off, Gavin.
And they get it to Jeffries. Jeffries got it in space, and he gets out of bounds with a first down on the 50.
Makes it to midfield.
About a 48-yard line on their side.
Is there a flag or what?
And I was just telling you, Kurt, this is the perfect opportunity for them to throw over the top to,
What's going on?
I don't. Did. Oh, wow. And they dodged a bullet, Duchesne. They're going to get a hold.
Wow.
So it's coming all the way back.
Wow. Wow, I don't even see the flag on the field. Maybe they already picked it up or something. Or it's in the back of the end zone.
No, it's right there. See it right on about the 3?
Oh, I thought.
Kicked it. It was lanes who couldn't quite see it. He kicked it. Well, I was wondering why their offensive linemen were still standing there looking sad.
Yes, their offensive linemen were extremely sad.
And that's what Parowan's been doing. Like they love to lull you asleep and then throw it over the top. And that's that perfect situation. If they just get a first down, the game
catch by
close to over.
Jeffries. Great catch.
But a penalty bails out Duchesne, and they'll probably, they're backed up even more half the distance now.
Oh wow.
13 for the Rams.
So they're going to have to go deep again.
And
I would be sending the. Stuffed him right in the middle.
Yeah, Porter Wickus goes in the middle.
They're going to try and go and block this punt. You got to. Try and get after this thing. Oh, Sanchez is back in. I see him. Caleb's back in.
Great. Good news for Duchesne, having Caleb Sanchez, big player for Duchesne, back in the game.
Oh. Go, Caleb.
It's caught.
I think we only had about 8 or 9 players on the field for that punt.
And I don't see any flags, but that's really good
and
field
just about
position.
blocked it anyway.
Yeah.
Oh, my goodness.
But, I mean, huge field position right here for Duchesne to make, maybe their last stance.
Don't go away from the game plan. Go back forward, pound forward.
Yeah, 4 straight passes in that last series.
I don't think I've ever seen that happen.
Exactly. I don't think I have either. It's not Duchesne football. That's the air raid offense that I haven't ever seen.
Oh, and there's a snap bat.
The ball gets put on the ground again, recovered by Case and Grant smartly, but
recovers the ball.
man.
Loss on the play. Loss of 4. Second down, 14.
And the time is ticking down. 5 minutes and 45 seconds left. A negative play right there to start the drive. Not what Coach Cowan wants, but
No, not in Duchesne
and then that forces you out of your game. You know, you have to throw.
And he's going to get taken down.
And he's tackled sacked by a couple guys.
Parowan's defense.
Number 21 on that play.
Another loss on the play.
Hansen.
It'll be third down and 20 for the Eagles.
So going the wrong way, Duchesne.
To him.
You know, had really good field position to start this drive, and now it's looking pretty
yeah,
awful.
I mean, we're back
You're
15 yards.
3rd and 20, forced to throw, and there's not very many plays in the playbook that you got to go to here.
Nope, jump ball.
Davis makes a great play, but
right
no,
in
he
his
drops
hands.
it. Number
Great
1,
play
with
by
the swagger,
Jeffries.
drops it out of his hands, Jeffrey. But, I mean, when you catch the ball, you got to bring that in. You got to just pinch it, man.
Go out and get it. He's
Yeah.
trying to wait
You're
until
waiting
it
for
comes
it to
in.
hit you in the pads, but
go out
you
and
got to grab it,
man.
yeah. And then when you grab it, you got to tuck it away as fast as you can because that Jeffries made a great play there.
A gift from heaven, and then we just squandered it.
So 4th down. They're going to punt it away. There's still enough time, 4 minutes and 43 seconds, playing with a little bit of fire on that punt. But
Dude, this will be good. He'll field it. Get it! Get
he
it!
fumbled the ball.
Duchesne's going to get it.
He fumbled the ball, but it looks like Parowan did
he
recover.
picked it up.
And
14 picks it up.
wow, just so
Tanner
many
Johnson.
many plays
But
that are
still.
just
And that's both teams, though. I mean, both teams were playing sloppy.
yeah, and it's been a pretty ugly, unclean game the entire way. But you know, and that's what happens when sometimes when you have two good teams that are just like each other,
Comparable.
kind of like a marriage. If you have too many, if you're too much of alike, you're going to be in
You're gonna
fights
fight
all
a
the
lot.
time. So. See what they come up with here. I know they're just going to start at stall.
Turn it over and let Wood carry the team. Or give it to Hansen.
Oh, and he's cut down.
Number 21, the ball carrier.
Number Jaron Mortensen made a great play there. Did touchdown saving tackle, but yeah, that's not what you wanted. They were right in the pretty good, bad position right behind their end zone.
And then let them go for 15.
Yeah, and then that clock is the best friend of Parowan right now.
Oh, right now, yeah. A running clock is their best friend.
And it's just weird. It's weird because Duchesne's usually the other side on this.
Yeah,
They're the ones running the clock down on teams and demoralizing that.
There's a
opponent.
ball. It's on the ground.
Ball on the ground.
But he's got it back. Parowan's going to.
I mean, how many plays have we had the ball on the ground? Like
too many.
Too many for each team.
Yeah.
So you can bet on Miller and Cowan in practice this week. They're going to teach a lot of ball security.
The ball. Yes.
12, second down, 12 for the Rams.
3:45 to go. He's going to wait, playing the clock. Smart move by Wood. Wait for that clock.
Small gain on the play. Third down.
Have to be looking for timeouts and.
Yeah, going up the middle, running that clock some more. You wonder when Coach Cowan will start calling his timeouts.
Timeouts. You're going to have to. This is a big play right here. This is a huge play.
3rd down and 12. Got to get a stop here. You need the ball back for Duchesne Eagles.
Gonna pass right across the middle. Nothing happening there.
Yeah, and it's a good play by, let's see, number 20. Is that Brock Ford or?
Are they gonna stop the clock or what? There they.
It's about time.
Timeout here.
Taken by the Eagles.
So before we do this, this game's been going so well, we forgot to talk about our sponsors, Ashley Regional Medical Center, Jones Paint and Glass, L&L Motor, proudly serving the entire basin by offering unsurpassed customer service along with the largest selection of new and used vehicles under one name. L&L, we thank them. Strata Networks, United, operated by SkyWest, perfect to fly out of Vernal with, Utah State University.
Ute Tribal Enterprises. Ute Tribal Enterprises, the fastest growing tribally owned enterprises in the state of Utah. Zions Bank, also a great sponsor for us. Zions Bank wants to help you make financial touchdowns.
You know, and it's getting to be that time of year, the Water Hollow Ranch up there to the corn maze up in Bluebell. So they're going to kick.
You know, we're talking about the player of the game. You have to take it individual.
Wow, 2 timeouts in a row.
You know, probably going to be Skylar Ford, but who I'd really love to give it to is this whole defense.
Yeah.
As they've done a good job of keeping Duchesne in the game. Where this team, it could be 21-7 right now, but they've made some key stops and some key plays.
They really have. So, who haven't we really talked about real quick? I think we've kind of gone through all of our sponsors. But, this is huge right here. Cannot make a mistake. Either team, Parowan, the snap's got to be good, the punt's got to be good, everything's got to be good.
You can't go off sides right here.
You can't go off sides. Don't go off sides if you're the Eagles. Don't jump if you're Parowan. Get a clean field on the ball. So
it just goes back to not doing more than you have to. Don't carry a team on your back. Everybody's just got to do their job, do their one part, do their 111, and especially on this play right here. It's a weird punt, but it's.
Wow,
he
faked it. Oh, and there's a penalty.
It's going to be coming back. Wow. And he's gone the distance, and it's going to be taken away.
Flag on the play.
Davis goes to the end zone. He's excited, but.
And then there's a flag on here.
Yeah.
Flags on the play.
I don't. What the
behind
heck?
every good play is a yellow flag. It seems in
this game there has been.
Yeah.
Just like the one that they had down here on the. They threw one clear over here.
Yeah, there was one here on the very far sideline on the 50 where the ball was caught, and so there's going to be some deliberation and discussion. So we'll see how the refs have in mind here.
And I'm sure they're both going against us. All right, let's see what we got here.
Talking about some teams that they have coming up, Duchesne, they play Rich next week at Rich. So, they have they're starting their conference today, so it's 0-0. They've got to win this game and then go to Rich. Man, that penalty's going to bring it back pretty far, almost to the 30-yard line.
That was huge.
And then on top of that foul, they had another personal foul on the sideline.
Well, I don't even know what that call was.
It was like an unsportsmanlike conduct call.
I don't. So that takes us clear back to
So you
15.
add the penalties together. And that's a costly one. I mean, you're like all the way down to
the 15.
15-yard line.
Just over 2 minutes to go. But still, I don't think you can go away from your game plan and just throw it 4
And
times.
yeah, you're more than in this game, but you got to make a decision right now to just stop making mistakes.
Yeah, 2 in a row, we used 2 timeouts. And then there's another penalty. Too many guys on the field.
Illegal substitution against the Eagles.
And you know, this isn't quite the identity that you see from Duchesne football with discipline, like you said.
No, this
I mean,
is so uncharacteristic.
But Cowan's a good coach, and he can get these kind of things fixed in a week.
Run, get out of bounds. Get out of bounds. Get out of bounds.
Davis makes the catch and tries to get out of bounds, and he does eventually get there.
No,
he's ruled in.
No, they did stop the clock. Oh.
So he did get a first down to move the chains, and then the clock will begin to run. So the clock stopped for some reason. Someone.
Enough for a Duchesne first
Yeah, so it's a
down.
first down. And, you know, if you're Parowan there, you know, they don't want a big play to happen. So they're going to keep everything in front of them, play prevent defense. They're going to allow the 5 to 10 yard out plays. And that's what they're going to go to here, Duchesne. But you'll take it if you're Duchesne. You just want something.
Kept him in. So just under 2.
Completed pass.
They better hurry back to the ball.
See how much urgency there is to get
They
back to
better
the
hurry
line.
and get some.
They finally do. And I'm surprised that the safeties aren't back a little bit farther. It's an interception by Porter Wood, and that might be the game. Porter Wood makes an excellent play. It's tipped off the defensive line, and Porter Wood has the eyes to dive and catch that ball for an interception. And how many timeouts does Cowan have, though?
Just one.
Just one timeout.
left,
So that's
probably just about going to do it.
Yeah, that's the straw that might break the camel's back. And it hasn't been just that play.
No,
it's
there's
just
been
the
a
mistakes.
lot of hay bales thrown on.
The mistakes, the fumbles, the just negative plays, and you know they'll get that figured out and fixed. But man, Parowan came out and did a good job and did what they wanted to do, and they might come out with a rare Duchesne, you know, home field win.
Loss, yeah.
Timeout called by the Eagles.
And that's their last one.
That's their last one.
So let's take a short break, and we'll be back to finish the game out.
When I graduate, not only will I get my high school diploma, I will get a certification from the carpentry program.
I was born and raised in Vernal, and I didn't want to leave. I wanted a master's degree. I always have since I was a little girl.
And we're back here live in Duchesne for the conclusion of this game. 1 minute and 21 seconds left on the clock, and Parowan with the ball. You know, talking to Brandon Jones and Kurt Skews here on the call, and we're watching this team, and we're watching the plays that have happened tonight, and just a lot of mistakes and turnovers have ultimately led to this probably loss.
Yeah.
But
I can't stop the clock anymore.
You know, we were talking about how they're playing harder teams this year, and they have lost a few, and they're not used to doing that.
Get the ball.
Stand him up and pull it out.
Tried standing him up and pulling the ball out there, but no dice on that. But I was talking about you're playing harder teams and you're losing, and sometimes it can
kind of demoralizing
mess with your psyche a little bit, and you're used to winning games, and then you're not winning games even though you're playing harder competition. It can get in your head a little bit.
And it may have.
But Parowan, they're a really good team.
They're tough, but a very winnable game, very winnable for the Eagles. But like I say, you got to give credit to Parowan to come up here. this is a tough place to come in and play.
And that was one of the main goals of, Coach Miller on the other side. He wanted to have a big marquee win against a juggernaut team that he respects.
Uh-huh. So there was a penalty on which stops the clock. Mental mistake.
On Parowan.
Yeah.
False start called against the Rams. Remains
Whoa.
3rd down, 3rd and 10.
I think this is going to be it, though, right?
Yeah, I believe he already took his last time out, didn't he? So they'll probably just kneel this one down. No, they do run a play.
The option.
Get the ball!
You saw that in the Oregon-Stanford game the other day. You could have just took a knee and run the clock out, and the Oregon guy ran it, got it stripped, and Stanford took it the other way and made it a game again.
Yeah.
So
that'll
playing
do
with fire.
That's the game.
So the Parowan Rams come in and defeat the Eagles 14-7 in a very sloppy game. So we'll just wait for the clock to run out. Let them shake hands. Let's go ahead and take a break real quick, and we'll come back and we'll wrap the game up here in just a minute.
Next Friday.
I always had to do the night shift, which is the graveyard. And the first encounter I ever had with a ghost was on that shift. It's eerie, and it makes my skin crawl. You have to try to analyze it to make it so it's not scary. But you knew in the back of your head what it was.
All right, we are back for the wrap-up here. Parowan, 14-7 win over the Eagles. So, Brandon, what do you think?
Just
sloppy.
Sloppy is the one word for it, and it was a grind for both teams. And real low scoring, 14-7. You didn't think that 14-7 would be the final score when you looked at these two teams and what the kind of numbers they put up in the season. So, I mean, sometimes that's what just happens. Like we talked about, you have two similar teams, they butt heads, and they don't get along well, and you get an ugly game, and someone gets the win. It's an ugly win, but they'll take it. And then on the other side, you can look for the positive in this loss. It's a good Parowan team, but you can really take a soul search of your team, how Cowan's going to prepare his guys, change what is going to happen in the next game they play, at Rich next week. And so they can't, worry about this loss. They got to get rid of it in their minds and move on.
That's going to be a tough one to do, though, because two weeks in a row winnable games and just mistakes and things like that. So, going into the meat of the season, they're going to have to shore up some things and start playing cleaner football.
Yeah,
I mean, they were still in both games, but just the mistakes held them back. So
yeah, bring back that identity of your team of being the most disciplined team and the most physical team out there.
Absolutely.
And tonight, Parowan was the most physical team.
I do. So with one of our sponsors, we're going to have to go with Water Hollow Ranch, but I'm going to have to go with Skyler.
Yeah, Skyler Ford definitely made enough plays tonight to be the Water Hollow Ranch player of the game.
So Brandon, I appreciate it. It was a
it's always
pleasure.
fun coming here to Duchesne with Kurt Skews. He knows this team. He's played on this team, and it's awesome to be a spectator in this area. Love it.
So I think the next time we'll be back with VTV or V6 Media will be against the Aldemont game on the 11th, I believe. So for Kurt Skews, Brandon Jones, thanks for watching tonight, and we're out.